wield the Force, Luke.
I'm doing it.
Yes, yes, to infinity and beyond.
This is awesome.
Luke, sensing a disturbance I am. Princess Leia has been captured. Rescue her, you must.
Okay.
Oh!
Making a big mistake, Caterpillar.
Shut your pie hole, Solo.
I advise you not to talk to my friend like that.
Who are you?
I'm Luke Skywalker, Jedi Knight, trademark the Walt Disney Company and Buena Vista Pictures. All rights reserved.
Luke! Luke! Hey!
What?
Can you see if you can get me a few passes into the park?
No!
Come on, dude. I've been online all morning. They're all sold out. Just see if he has a few extra passes.
No, I'm not gonna ask him for that, okay? Do you have any actual advice for me?
I do. Live long and prosper.
Get out of here, old man.
Kill the Jedi and his friend.
Come on, Leia, come on! Hold on, we got company.
listening to yet another episode of Rogan Radio Live from Studio A here on the friendly confines of Casa La Rogan here in Loverport, West Bygone, Virginia. Good evening to you. Good evening to you. Good evening to you. We are back from Florida. Michelle and I. We are in the studio again.
And we are all glad that you are back.
After last week's episode.
studio.
Listen, last week's episode of Beck Radio I thought was fantastic.
Well, we had some. There were some issues.
Now I do have one issue.
I thought it was good.
Because I do have a problem. I go back after everything that we do, after every week. I go back and I kind of critique everything. Now the one thing that I thought really lost a lot of people last week, and if you wanted some critique,
there was no football talk, bro. No baseball talk, no hockey talk.
It was this misophonia segment that you did. It just wasn't funny. It was not funny at all. And I was like, you know what? And I'm sitting here, Michelle and I are down in Florida.
You know what, Todd, Jimmy? I think we need to try it again.
I think you're right.
Probably. One more time, just for the show here tonight. We're going to see whether or not Chuck's right.
Yeah. You want to do it?
Sounds good.
Okay, on the count of 3. Here we go. Grab your bag. Get your bag. Okay,
Unreal.
3, go.
Unreal. Thanks. Are you like me? Do you have this problem where people like just like this drives me nuts? I want to kill you all. I want to kill you all.
Listen,
you can quit, Michelle.
How do you know that we lost? Listen, how do you know that we lost listeners?
That's a good one right there.
Oh yeah, that is great. How do you even know we lost listeners? Because I'm sure you turned it off right away.
No, listen. What's so funny about it?
Suffer through it, Jim.
Now this is what's funny. I'm listening to music tonight, and I'm trying to get everything ready for this deal, just like that. And I jumped Aaron's. Well, I didn't jump Darren's ass. I was almost like, "What's that sound? What's that?" I have my headphones on, rocking it, and I can still hear this pin click. And Darren's like, "Oh, it's just got my pin over here."
That sounds just like him too.
I'm like, "Way to go, D! Way to go, D!" Good evening, everyone. Want to welcome you to the show. If you do have power around here in North Central West Virginia, a lot of places up in Pennsylvania also. Man, the wind is crazy right now. Wind's actually been so crazy.
Like Dorothy.
Not so
Wind's
good.
been so crazy lately. They had a 787, a Boeing 787, which is designed not to go 800 some miles an hour. It got caught in one of these tailwinds, and it pushed that thing across the country at 800 miles an hour. Wow. We're talking about a big jumbo jet at this point.
That's one of the biggest ones.
Got a message from Chrissy Payne there, another fort. We know they're out of power. Vicky and I were out today, and there was a lot of weirds at the Roadhouse. It kept flickering on and off.
Yeah, Bridgeport's out of power. There's a lot of places out of power right now.
Yeah,
you know what? They're still tuning in on battery power.
Yeah, they're using up what battery they
have
have left in their iPhones.
Somehow they're charging one phone from another phone and
do it. That's how you have to do things.
Power.
We're survivors around here.
We're a survivor.
You know, thank goodness that we have solar panels on this thing. Shut the hell. Listen.
I'm a survivor. I'm gonna make it. Something hard.
Now, as you can tell, we also have Megan in the studio tonight, and we're having
by the off key.
We're yes, and she brought in because we're going to have communion tonight, and she brought in the wine.
Cheers.
He turned the water into wine.
Oh, we're bad.
I got that off a shipe.
Yeah, I know.
We have some big news tonight. One of the big things is up at Sagebrush on Bunner's Ridge in Fairmont. Yes. April 27th, talked to Lisa today, and we're going to give you details as this thing goes on, but they're going to have some Nashville recording artists actually be inducted into the West Virginia Country Music Hall of Fame that's up there. So we'll tell you about that. One of them is little Jimmy Dickens. He was with Brad Paisley a lot, which I love. And Kathy Mattea is going to be involved.
I haven't heard her name in a long time.
Yeah, and I love Kathy Mattea. I saw her in Wheeling once. She's fantastic.
I'm going to put a link to their Facebook page.
Yeah, if you don't know anything about the Sagebrush, listen, it's right there in Fairmont. It's fantastic. They have this ginormous stage. We've been up there a few times.
Rogan Radio is no stranger to the Sagebrush.
No.
And it's not just right there. You got to go. It's a few miles out the road.
Well, but it's fantastic.
Once you get out there,
it's very family friendly. It's awesome.
How long has that place been out there? Right, for years and years and years.
Okay, it's funny you say that because everybody knows the Grand Ole Opry. They were talking about the Davison Brother Band being down at the Grand Ole Opry. That is the longest running country music show in the United States. Second is what?
Sagebrush.
No.
No.
Right. See, you set us up for that.
It's up in Wheeling.
Cheater.
It's up in Wheeling. Okay, they have their big jamborees, their big stage.
Jamboree
and all
in the
that.
Hills?
No. Yeah. But
That's
the third
weird.
in the
That's a good
United
guess.
States, the third longest continuous running show is the Sagebrush.
So two out of three ain't bad.
You have Nashville, you have Wheeling, and you have then the Sagebrush out of Fairmont. It's fantastic. And all like even the grandpa dude that was on
Hee-haw?
Hee-haw. A lot of these stars actually lived in Fairmont for a long time just to get on the radio because at that time in the 30s and 40s, you know, radio was where you got your start at.
Yeah.
Because there wasn't TV yet.
That's where the only
for
thing
one.
came, yeah.
And then not to mention KDKA, the very first radio station in the United States out of Pittsburgh. You know what? You have MMN 920 on the AM dial. You had, and it was a clear channel at that point too. So you had all of this stuff, this coverage. So if you weren't in Nashville, then you were in Fairmont or you were in Wheeling. It's amazing like that.
That's
a lot of
big
history
deal
around here.
For,
yeah.
A lot of people think of West Virginia.
So we'll give you details about that. And I'll tell you something else we're going to give you details about, too. We're going to give you details about the big Duggar Dance happening in Bridgeport. We haven't done one of these things. It's a secret society meeting. It's going to be up in Bridgeport at the Best Western, right? You know, used to be the Holiday Inn or whatnot, right across from... what is that called now? The Brass Alley or something? What is that? The Brickside. Right.
Brass Alley.
Right.
That sounds like
Brass
gay porn.
Yeah,
Gay
right.
porn.
Funky monkey.
Brass
monkey.
That funky monkey.
Funky
Yeah.
monkey.
So that's coming up March 2nd. There's a so I understand a Duggar rate if you want to stay. It's relatively cheap. It's a fantastic time. If you have yet to be to a Duggar dance, it is a blast. And we're going to have a secret society meeting up there, which means don't eat the peaches. But we all eat the peaches, and as you know, if you've been there, some of the you've yet to eat the peaches.
No,
that's why you don't have a secret society
I
shirt.
ate the peaches at your wedding, bro. I don't have a secret society shirt. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have a secret society shirt.
Those were.
I was indoctrinated at your.
What about the cherries?
We haven't seen one of those in about 20, 30 years.
Well, we have some cherries.
We do actually. We got down there from
Gatlinburg.
we got the Gatlinburg, as Megan was like.
Yes,
Gatlinburg.
you had to buy them.
Gatlin.
I did not have to buy the cherries.
We also have pickles.
We have moonshine that they have down there at the
Pickles
Moonshine
and cherries go
pickles.
together.
Pickles. I have yet to
You eat
have.
the cherries and then you eat the
You know
pickles.
what? I hate y'all.
You
I
eat
just hate
cherries,
every
she-
single one of you.
Y'all.
I'm done.
You eat
I'm,
cherries,
I'm
she
done.
eats
I
pickles.
quit.
You don't like
Well,
pickles?
there's the door.
Pam Kirby, thank you for listening, Pam Kirby.
Take me off payroll.
You don't like pickles?
I do like pickles.
Wait a minute.
Didn't
You
you
are.
have- you had
do you
a,
like
uh,
You're the
cherries?
one that does payroll.
All right.
No.
Okay, speaking of
Hello,
pickles.
I'm
Crystal
keeping
Lewis.
myself on payroll.
All right, speaking of pickles, what's better, dill pickles or like the sweet pickles?
Sweet
Deal.
Dill
Depends.
pickles.
What?
What?
No.
Deal.
Yeah.
Deal.
No,
Sweet
no.
pickles.
pickles.
Like those little sweet Gershons? Oh, they're
No.
They are
Dill.
good.
Remember
If
the
you-
sweet pickles, Buzz?
Gherkin or Gershon?
Remember
I do
that?
remember
Gherkin?
that.
Sweet gherkin?
Ew.
Oh, they're delicious.
Gherkin was smirking.
No.
If you ever have a chance, they have them up at the MILF Mall now. There are things that are called like hot dill pickles, and you go in there and they are great. Like
No, he's being
$1.70.
serious.
No, yeah, I've had them.
They're
Yeah.
dollars, and they're absolutely
I mean,
fantastic.
I have never met a bad pickle.
No.
Ever.
Well, you know.
Shut
Okay.
up, shut up.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Thanks for keeping that one
Okay.
silent, Jimmy. Thanks for keeping it because I can see.
Well,
his
I haven't. You ever met a bad pickle?
Plug it in. Plug it
Sounds
in.
like we're getting
Todd Hall's calling. He said there's something important. Todd, hold tight. Hang tight.
Let it
Plug
ring.
that
We
thing
must
in
have
there.
an announcement from Todd Hall.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Hey, Todd. Hey, Todd.
Yo,
What's up, sucker fool? What are you doing, boy?
did you see my date last week?
Well, I happen.
No.
What?
Tell
Tell
us
me
about it.
Tell me. This is for Valentine's Day.
Yeah, that's what. Remember I told you I had a little surprise. Did you?
You were
Did you
talking
see
about
my-
well, you were talking about a surprise, and then Michelle and I we split on Thursday to go down to G-String Land, which is it's a band. They make guitars and things down in Florida,
Yeah, that's the most important string.
and
G.
but I didn't actually get to see it. Tell me about it.
Well, I posted pictures on my page and stuff on Valentine's. I went out with a friend of mine up at Clarksburg, up at the caboose.
Nice, man. How's it working out for you?
We're still friends, but still.
Yeah.
How was the caboose?
How was her caboose?
Did you have it? What did
She
you have?
ordered.
Yeah, tell me about what you had to
She
eat.
ordered a hoagie, 2 appetizers, some cheese sticks, and
Wow, she
some
was
chicken
hungry.
tenders,
Did you pay for all
And-
that, Todd?
and a big 20-ounce beer.
Yeah.
And I I got me the caboose burger and onion rings and some tea, and that's all I got. That's all I got me. I brought home the hoagie sandwich.
Nice, man.
That spaghetti hoagie.
Nice.
Come on out, Todd.
Nice.
So was it just a dinner, Todd, or did you go to the movies or anything?
Well, it was like a lunch. I mean, we went up there for lunch and stuff. I caught the bus up there and stuff. We all caught buses and we caught different buses to get to where I needed to go.
Since you went to the caboose on Pike Street there, Pike and what is that, Joy Street?
Yeah.
Well, I have a song that I made especially for you, and I'm sure the fellas will join along with me. Are you ready for this? Come on, ride the train, ride the train, ride the train. Come on, ride the train, ride the train, ride that tall train. Come on, ride the train, ride the train, ride the tall train. Come on, ride the train. It's the tall train.
I got her.
Hold on, Todd.
Nice car. I bought her like a little bear, like a little dog, Valentine dog.
Hey, Todd, we're still singing to you. Hush a minute.
Train, ride the train, ride the
train.
All right, Todd. That was your song.
All right, what'd you buy her, Todd?
I bought her a little small, like Valentine dog that from over Aldi, that little small dog, like stuffed dog animal.
I drive a VW, but I didn't have an Audi once.
I'm still wondering if she ate all that food.
From over at Kroger.
Right.
Some candy, and I bought her a card, and
dang, dude, you are
just
a
a friend.
Daggone.
I need to start
I
taking.
was trying.
He's just a friend.
I was trying to impress a little bit.
Oh, baby, you got what I need.
Jesus God,
But you
Todd.
say he's just a friend. But you say he's just a friend. Oh, baby,
you got what I need.
Todd.
Now, where's the Duggar Dance at? The old Best Western that we used to win at before?
Yeah, it's going to be over there at Best Western like we were where Michelle and I were engaged at. Got engaged.
It's going to be a good time.
At the old place, or the one over there where you get
across from Brickside.
beside
over there by
beside the
over there by Gabriel's, where we by across from Brickside.
Okay.
Right there.
Over there, yeah.
Right there. All right, Todd. Thanks for calling in, man. Hey, listen. Good luck to you, brother. Nice talking to you.
Good luck on the train of love.
All right, my man.
Hey, we'll see you, Todd Hall. Thanks for calling.
Todd. Love you, brother.
I told you I had something to tell you guys.
Jimmy! Jimmy!
Todd Hall, are you still here?
Jimmy, he has something to tell us.
Call him back,
Dang it, Jimmy. Well, Jimmy hung up on Todd. Dang it.
Not really, but...
Oh, wait.
Oh, there
Are
you
you there?
What?
No, go ahead.
All right.
Okay. Tell me, what do you have to say, Todd?
Nothing. I'm done.
No, we thought Jimmy hung up. We thought we hung up.
It went click.
We thought we hung up. No, I'm here.
Yeah. Tell us what you were going to say, because we thought we hung up.
I already did.
I
already told you guys everything.
Okay. You're going to come to the Duggar Dance.
It was enjoyable, but I was all dressed in red, man. I was looking good.
Yeah, I guarantee you, boy. I've never seen you go out.
Valentine's Day.
I've never seen you go out in public where you look bad, brother.
I know.
All right. Hey, listen, you coming to the Duggar Dance, right?
I'll be there. Don't worry.
All right, brother.
Are you bringing her? Bringing your date?
I asked her to go with me, but I'm not sure yet.
Okay. Well, maybe we'll be able to meet her and stuff. But Todd, nice talking to you. Congratulations on your cool Valentine's Day. That sounds awesome, brother. You're always a romancer.
Yeah.
You're like romancing the stone. You know what I mean? You always got these hot-looking chicks with you.
Girls love the beard, but I don't have the beard no more now.
What? You even shaved the beard? Don't shave the beard.
I got rid of it. I got rid of it this week. Or in the week, but.
Well, listen, come March 2nd up at the Best Western in Bridgeport. We're going to put you on tape so you'll be in the next couple commercials. Because you've been in 1,000 of those commercials anyway, all right? So be looking snazzy, brother.
I will. I'll be wearing my retro shirt, and I'll be wearing my funky blue glasses again like I always do.
Awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, that is Todd Hall from Fairmont. Bye, Todd. We love you, brother.
All right.
Bye-bye.
All right, everybody, let's see you make them dance.
Go ahead and make those things dance, will you? Make them dance.
Emojis.
Make them dance. Make them
Click the
emojis.
hearts,
Hit the
click
emoji
likes,
button.
click the happy faces. Click the sad faces.
That was
click
Todd Hall
the
from
angry
Fairmont.
faces.
Giving us a little update with the big Valentine's Day dance with Todd Hall. He's a cool dude. He's going to be up at the Duggar Dance on March 2nd. It's going to be from 8 until midnight at Bridgeport at the Old Best Western. It's always a good time. I hope you see you there. Woo-wee, if you have power, winds blowing all over the place here in West by God, Virginia.
Says Crystal Lewis is supposed to get worse. The wind.
Yes. I think there's a winter, not winter, but a weather
I hope I
advisory
can
till 3
find my
a.m.
Toto.
I haven't seen my Toto for a long time with this cold weather. Todd hasn't seen his toes for a long time. Todd hasn't seen his toes for a long time because of his big fat ass. Just joking. I love you
My
guys.
Toto's furry.
He has a butt in the front.
Your Toto. Wait a minute. Your
Toto.
Your Toto's furry.
He has a butt in the front.
Talking
He's
about
fupa.
furry Totos. Like
What were you talking about?
Toto,
Furry.
the dog on the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, like Jack.
Oh, when you start
Twister, it's a twister.
furry, a
Toto.
better word would be
I'm
maybe
glad
hairy.
she clarified that.
Maybe it would be hairy. would be
Dogs
the
don't
better
have
word.
hair, they have fur.
Right.
Wrong.
Exactly.
But
Some
what-
dogs do have hair.
So, but cats do. But cats have hair. Dogs have fur. Then what you're saying?
No,
Because you always
cats
say.
have
You,
fur.
do you ever say fur ball or you say hair ball?
Oh.
Yeah. See what I'm
Good
saying? Yeah.
Some people refer
Touche.
to their
Does it
animals
matter
as-
if it's fur or hair in your mouth?
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh, my.
Okay. Anyways, winds gusting up to 65 to 70 miles per hour
Yeah.
this evening.
Holy
We
shit!
can't
Listen,
even.
we
We
just come
can't
back from
even.
Florida. We're talking about all these stories. We're giving the guys a week, as you can tell.
Can't even. Ooh, don't go there.
Yeah,
I can floss with that one, Billy.
Hey, listen. Listen, if you can floss, and that's no, we're not even going to go there either.
Hey,
Because
I learned
that
to
means
floss
about a
at
night.
Myrtle Beach. You know the floss.
Yeah, you did learn how to floss down to Myrtle Beach. The girls taught you that.
I'm not
And your mom also
coordinated
did that too.
Floss it.
Oh my! I have tears in my eyes right now.
I think you should stand
Floss
up
it.
and do it. Stand up and
Do
do
it.
it.
Well, I haven't
Yeah,
done
stand-
it. I
You
haven't.
want
up
some
and
music
do
to do
It's
it?
all right.
Yeah.
I haven't done it for a while. I'm rusty.
You can
Put
do
on some
it.
flossing music.
You know?
See what you got.
You know,
See what you
can
got, hot
do
shot.
it?
Yeah.
Okay, Megan, you do it.
No,
See what
do
you got,
it.
hot
Is
shot.
this really flossing music?
Yeah, this isn't flossing music.
What
Okay.
is that?
Okay, here we go.
You're
We'll
gonna
do
start
this
to the
then.
side, remember?
Okay, I guess that'll work. Now watch your chords. Watch your
Now,
chords.
while the girls are flossing, who do we have on here with us, by the way?
With Crystal Lewis. We know Crystal Lewis is watching. 'cause
Hello,
she's
Crystal.
a big fan. Judy Hall.
Hello, say Jude
Hey, Judy.
And if you stick your tongue out by your lip, it makes you look like you really know what you're doing.
Yeah, say hi to Cassie Allen, Chuck.
We don't have
Cassie
Hello,
cheerleaders. We
Jay.
have floss
Pam
girls.
Faber. Say hi
And
to
bite your
Pam,
lip.
Pam Kirby.
Oh, shoot.
I think you're wiggling.
Anybody bought a Sibian lately?
Gloria Mano's on here. Hey, what's up, Gloria?
Bite your lip.
Rogan Radio, endorsed by
Wiggling
Sibian.
too much.
Dr. Jack Hall.
Hello, Dr. Jack. We have a lot of dancing going on
Fast I
tonight.
can go there.
Robert Bell.
Hey,
Probably
by the way,
concentrate. I don't think.
Polly Courtney's on here.
Hello, Polly Courtney. Congratulations to Polly. She went up to go see Blake Shelton. We gave them tickets. What'd you do? Drop some? Oh, she done tore her headphones out. This
Say hi to Kim Clark.
Hello,
Chuck.
Kim. But congratulations to Polly. She went up to Pittsburgh last night at the PPG Paint Arena to see Blake Shelton.
How do we concentrate while I got someone doing this beside me? I can't even
I'm
think.
just trying not to get hit over
Listen,
here.
you do what you do. You do what you do when we took Bruce to the strip club. You give her $1, she goes away. I mean, it's easy, Jimmy.
That is funny.
Shoot.
That's a lot of work.
Jerry Asprey's on here.
Yeah, but the last strip club that Bruce went
Hi,
to
Jerry.
burnt down. So.
That's true, too.
Did it really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it did.
The Blue Parrot?
Yeah.
Oh, that's all.
Oh, and then my mom tells me I'm doing it wrong.
They have fire lap dances, if you know what I mean.
No, I don't.
Wait a
I don't know
minute.
what you mean.
What's
St.
that?
Jude
Because they
2.
burnt down? Because it burnt down, fire lapped it. Get it?
Oh, I
Get
get
it?
it.
I got you.
Them dancers was so hot.
We took Bruce up a couple years ago to the Blue Parrot, which is the old Back Bay, but we told him it was the largest karaoke club in West Virginia. And we have this great shot where we're looking at Bruce and we have the camera at Bruce, and right behind him it says nude dancers. And we're talking about karaoke and things. When we go in there, and with probably the best part, there's a video on this thing that we made. He comes outside, we're outside BSing around, and Bruce comes out with eyeballs like he's like a deer in headlights, and he goes, "They are treating me like Donald Trump."
At which point,
which by the way, coincidentally, he was like a what do they call it, sooth teller or a fortune teller. We'll say it that way, because who knew that Trump actually at that particular time was messing around with a stripper? Come to think about it,
was she a stripper or was she more than a stripper?
She was a porn star. Whatever. No, I'm talking about the one with Bruce.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Let me tell you something.
It was a good time.
When Bruce came out and Chuck asked him that question, I had just literally taken a drink of beer. Beer went everywhere.
Yeah, it was all over the place.
Oh, my God. It was so funny. Oh, they are treating me like a Donald Trump.
It was awesome,
Seriously.
man. Have you guys had any problems? There's a cold going around, and I've had this thing. What, are you a cow now or something? Is this a Chick-fil-A commercial? I mean, what's going on?
Nammy said you're doing it wrong, Michelle.
Well, I told you it'd have been a while.
When Nammy calls you out, you know
like
that
how
it's
you
bad.
Call your mom by her
Rusty.
name.
Well, now what? You selling pancake
Eat more
syrup or
chicken.
something? I mean, what? But is anybody having this cold thing going around?
My daughter's got it. My granddaughter had it.
And it seems like it's lasting forever. I mean, West Virginia is horrible for sinuses anyway. And then it got kind of warm there for a while, which means we saw, the stink bugs are already trying to get outside, which I have a story about that. It's kind of a misnomer. We saw a bunny rabbit last night, running through the driveway. The car. Chad saw a cardinal. This is almost like a Disney movie around this house. We have so many daggone.
There was the cardinal.
What the hell was that?
The cardinal we saw earlier.
There we go.
Yeah.
Jimmy's more. He's always been more kind of partial to bishops more than he has cardinals.
Hey, you were Catholic too.
Hey, listen,
Still
I'm
are
not
actually.
Yeah, I'm not complaining.
He's not complaining.
But anyhow,
Neither was his priest.
He was an altar boy too.
Okay.
Oh, you're going to hell for that one.
Chad, we're all Catholic in here for the most part.
No, I'm not.
I'm not.
I'm a free spirit.
Okay, shut the hell up then.
20 years.
I'm not.
You know what? When Chad and I are in heaven, we're looking down on you guys in hell. We'll be like, you know what? Nice knowing you.
They should have been Catholic.
And we'll be down there going, damn, we're down here with a bunch of bishops.
I just got it.
Moving on. We're not playing chess around here, so let's
horrible,
move on.
Todd. Horrible. It's Sunday.
There was a story.
It's a family show.
There was a story because right now, the Punxsutawney Phil and French Creek Freddy now said that we were going to have, continue with the 6 weeks of winter. From the nice thing about it, on February 2nd, why there's a Groundhog Day and they say 6 weeks, is because you're halfway through winter. Well, French Creek Freddy down in French Creek, West Virginia, said that we were going to continue with winter, whereas Punxsutawney Phil, probably the most famous groundhog weather prognosticator, or whatever the word that they use is. They use these big groundhog-ese words up there. He said that we were going to have an early spring. Now, I believe we're having an early spring because, this time of year, we're not used to 50s and 40s. But, it's switching so much.
Tomorrow's supposed to be as high as 60, if I'm not mistaken.
38 tomorrow.
Yeah.
Then it
Oh,
goes
that's
back.
right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Why would they have two of those like so close together, like the Groundhog and and French Creek Freddy? Why would they do? They should have did them like different parts of the.
Because when they had the
country,
groundhog competition, they tied.
Oh, what about the?
No, actually, I have no idea.
What about?
That sounded really good.
Well, down in Georgia, they all down in Georgia they have Beauregard.
Y'all believed it for a second.
They have Beauregard down. Is the groundhog
Georgia has a
down in Georgia.
groundhog?
Beauregard.
How's he not get eaten by ants down there?
I don't know. Ants in your pants.
Beauregard.
Beauregard. Maybe he's an anteater that looks like a groundhog. We're talking
Oh.
about
Could
people
be.
from
It
Georgia.
could be an
I don't know.
anteater.
Yeah.
Could be.
Yeah.
But anyway, because of all of this stuff, we're having serious sinus issues. It's cold season, which I have yet to figure out. They have a smallpox vaccine, anthrax stuff, all this crazy junk, flu vaccinations. Why can't they come up with a cold vaccination? Because a cold will whip your ass just as fast as anything else will. You know what I mean? This thing is wearing me out. I'm sick of gagging all the time. That feels like I'm gagging all the time.
Does that remind me of when you used to take him to work every day?
Pretty much.
Listen, both of you. We just got back into town.
Did he gag?
We
going
just
to
got
work
back
every
into town
morning?
not too long ago.
Yeah, especially when the potholes. Yeah, I
No
always try to
respect.
pack
In the rumble strips. I called them rumble strips for a long time.
Especially around the pothole.
But because of this, how the weather's breaking and everything else. Yeah. Yeah. There is a story going around that there was a story.
No, it wasn't bad. Trust me.
There was a story going around that because of this last big Weather Channel named storm called the polar vortex, that it killed 95% of all stink bugs.
I hope so. That's a lie.
Is that
It
a
most
lie?
certainly. It most
Fake
certainly
news.
is.
I found one in my hair the other day.
Oh my
Yeah,
lord, I
stink
would
bug
die.
in your hair.
Yeah.
been living there since
It
fall.
was in my hair, and then I smelled it. After.
Yeah,
know
if
how,
you touch
like-
them, they
Yeah,
that's why they call them
like-
stink bugs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
What does it smell like?
Stinky.
Smells like stink.
It doesn't even
Smells
smell
like stink.
stinky. It smells like an aroma, a weird
Ooh,
aroma.
Aroma
you
though
know?
sounds sexy. That sounds French. Like I have an aroma for you to smell. Todd always does
stink
that.
bug. Maybe it was
I don't think anybody would
95%
like
of them
me if
somewhere
I
else
smelled
that
like
they killed
stink
off.
bug.
Well,
Dirty stink bug.
the entire thing about
Maybe
this
they could bottle that up.
the entire thing about this particular story was Virginia Tech did a study in 2014 about cold weather and stink bugs. All right. And it killed 95% of the stink bugs. Well, here's how they did the experiment. They took a bunch of stink bugs, they put them in like a Tupperware bowl, and they sat them outside when it was 0 degrees, and they died. Well, no shit. So then they come out this time, and for whatever reason, the story that we're reading about in the paper, and it was all over the news and everything else, is just a rehash. You know how somebody will say, sometimes you'll see the Sunset Ellis, or you'll see something to come up where it's not even around here. You know what I mean? Or there was at the Vito's Pizza, they had this thing, get a free, if you're a veteran or a government furloughed worker or something, get a free Vito's Pizza on Tuesday. But it happened to be in Virginia. It wasn't the one in Clarksburg. You know what I mean? So anyhow, they come up with this thing, and they were talking about, no, actually not, because stink bugs are actually pretty smart, just like ants, just like termites and everything else, is that they are so embedded in the walls of your house. If you
Just
could
like
get it,
them damn ladybugs.
if you just like ladybugs for the most part, if you could actually look, if you have one stink bug, for every one stink bug, you have about 200. So if you see one in your house, if you could see some
Ease
like
your house, yeah.
transparent, you know, if you could look through your house, you would see the entire like insulation and your studs and everything else just covered in stink bugs because they go and hide for the wintertime. Then
They're
they come
gross.
out and they
They're
fly
ugly
away and do
and they
whatever.
serve no purpose.
I had 2 in my house. One in my hair and one in my
Means you got
house.
Yeah.
400.
Well, here's
Yeah,
the
at
funny
least.
part.
Sorry, Megs.
They've got this thing that you can hook up to your Android
Exterminator.
phone. It's called Wallabot. Well, my dumbass bought one.
Yeah, you did.
It actually works.
Does it really?
What?
Well, first of all, what's a Wallabot?
A Wallabot, basically, you plug it in.
Will we?
That was on. Well, that was on.
Are you sweating me?
Well, let's go. Stuff for going on.
Tell me all about it, Chad. Tell me all about it.
You plug it into your phone. You hook it up to the back of your phone. You get your app and everything for Wallabot. Basically, you can take this thing, put it up against a wall.
Find
You can
your-
see where
Oh,
your
you can
studs
actually.
are.
Yeah, okay, I got you.
You see where your electric lines are. You can see where your pipes are, and it literally knows the difference.
I mean,
see
does
the
it
stink
work?
bugs?
Does it work?
It actually works. It works
Really?
very well.
Can you see stink bugs?
Right.
You can actually see insects in your wall.
Oh, don't even put them. Oh my!
It's no lie.
Do you have it with you?
No, I don't have it with me. It's at the house and everything. But basically, you just and it's no bigger than the size of my phone. And you just go up against the wall, and you can look on the screen of your phone, and you can do infrared. And I flipped it over to infrared, and I could see the stink bugs.
No
a lot
way.
Oh, because the
on
heat
infrared.
signature coming off of them
Yeah.
or something.
Oh,
Oh
gross.
my!
Okay, just quick.
How
much?
many did you see?
Yeah.
I only saw a couple. I was just going through and just seeing if it actually worked and everything. But this is at the time, it really didn't surprise me because at the time, I mean, I was sucking stink bugs up with the vacuum cleaner every day, easily twice
Well,
a day.
the thing is, when you see stink bugs, you know that's when they're coming out of the walls. It's when you don't see them is when they're hibernating. So, like in the middle of winter, they're in there just. Listen, I've had the clothes out in the garage before, and I put the
Stink bug
clothes on, and they're
orgy.
just in there. Yeah, they're
that's
just
where they
like,
get that.
And they came from Maryland. From my understanding, they came from Maryland. Trump wants to say all this shit about Mexico. So far, I'm in love with the Caribbean. I say bring them all in. I say we actually invade, kick them bastards out, send them to West Virginia. Listen, I'll live in the Bahamas. That's okay.
I'll trade you.
Listen, we'll switch. But you have the cold air coming down from Canada. So you know what? How much is your electric bill, your utility bill is going up because of that to stay warm? People getting cold and everything because of Canadian air. Then you have Maryland sending all these stink bugs over. You know what? Who do we really need to build a wall around? Who's a real enemy?
Listen, it says
Whoever sent the stink bugs.
It says, this is from pestworld.org. Where did stink bugs come from? The brown marmoted, or whatever that stink bug, native to Japan, China, Taiwan, and South Korea, were first discovered in the United States in eastern Pennsylvania, 1990.
Yeah, I think when we first got them in West Virginia, they actually say the DNR or whatever said they actually came from the Maryland aspect of it.
When I look back at stink bugs as a kid,
Yeah.
they were different. They weren't this. Whoa.
What is that?
I don't.
First
listen,
documented was in Allentown, Pennsylvania.
I haven't seen it. I have never
They
seen.
were different colors.
It wasn't
They were like black.
I never had up until maybe 4 years ago. I never even had seen a stink bug. I have no idea what a stink bug was until maybe 4 or 5 years ago.
Now they're this brown monster.
So you had stink bugs down there in Webster
demon-looking.
Springs?
Bottom text.
Well, yeah, there were stink bugs. Not like they are now.
Do stink bugs bite?
No. We have
They always say
60,000.
them little,
It says
them
as a
little
result,
ladybugs bite today.
It says as a result of their bite, a person may feel painful but harmless swelling or rashes on the affected part of the
I've
body.
never been bit by a
Maybe
stink
that's
bug.
what your back is.
It says even though stink
Bunch of
bugs
stink
bite,
bug
it's
bites.
usually treated as a non-poisonous bite for humans, but it may prove poisonous for small kids and pets.
Well, that's fantastic. Let's just go ahead and turn this into a science show and talk about stink bugs.
No,
Ladies
yeah,
and
but you
gentlemen-
guys thought that they didn't bite. Well, they do.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this week's episode of Science. And this week we're going to talk about nature and stink bugs. Professor Todd Beck's in the studio reading off of Google, and we all know, like Abraham Lincoln says, you can believe everything you see on the internet. Any other interesting facts you can tell us about stink
Yes,
bugs?
they give off other chemicals that attract other stink bugs. That's not me, buddy. The chemical that they
Oh,
give
it is.
off is right here says stink bugs do not have any structural damage. They don't do any structural damage to homes, and they do not sting or bite. Now, this is from the same.
Fantastic. I appreciate all that. Anyway, we got an update here a little bit ago about 60,000 being out of power right now in West Virginia.
Oh, wow.
They do.
No, go ahead. Say it.
They
say
do.
one more time.
They do release a foul-smelling chemical to avoid predators.
Foul sparing.
Smell. What? Foul-smelling chemical.
Say that 3 times fast.
That's what I
Aroma
was-
to
foul
avoid predators.
smelling
Yes, they also give that same off to attract other stink bugs.
Stonewall just sent me a text, by the way.
What do you say?
He just said hello.
Stonewall Jackson?
Well, that was fascinating.
Stonewall, yeah.
We haven't heard from him from a long,
No,
long
we
time.
haven't. Hello, Stonewall. Bill.
Bill Stonewall.
Anyhow, yeah, I'll have to send him a text back. Yeah, but that's really interesting about the whole stink bug thing. I just said it out there because this story was going around that 95% of them were wiped out. Well, guess what? You're going to see them for the rest of your life. Like ladybugs, like ants, like termites,
That's
like
gross.
butterflies. Even though I don't see a lot of butterflies anymore, actually, or lightning
you
bugs.
don't, do you? You don't
Why?
No butterflies or
Google it.
lightning
Yeah,
bugs,
you don't see a lot
pesticides.
of, you don't see a lot of lightning bugs.
Or bees. When I was a kid, I used to walk through the yard and get stung by bees all the time. Now I could go out there naked and roll around for 6 hours. The only thing that I get is perhaps where Michelle was burning a fire out there, get maybe like a charcoal thing stuck up my ass,
need
which,
bees.
by the way, will turn into a diamond. That's true because I'm so tight like that.
Yeah.
When are they going to learn that these releases of these bugs don't do anything? They'll do, the ladybugs, the stink bugs. They all think they're going to kill something or reduce mosquitoes or something. And they never do anything. And then the birds never eat them either.
No, if you were a bird, which was kind of crazy because when we were
If I
down,
was a bird, I would not eat a stink bug.
you always hear these. You always hear these stories
Nope.
about how birds.
I was a bird.
You always hear about birds migrating to the south. Well, I can tell you this: in Florida, they don't migrate there. For the mere fact is, we heard it was like being in a tropical jungle, was it not? We didn't see one bird native. We were down there. It was a completely different birds and sounds, and there was completely different.
They're happy birds.
There were snowbirds.
Wouldn't you be happy living there?
I would be. And that's why I sound the same way when I'm down there.
Okay, look, we have Stonewall calling right now. Plug his ass in. He doesn't even know we're on the air because he doesn't pay attention anymore, but he's about to.
Bees are very beneficial.
Hey, Bill.
Real game.
Tell me about it, brother. We're on the air right now, so you can tell the entire world about it.
Hey, what's the chances we could get Duggar to do a elimination dinner for Bridgeport Youth football?
You know what? I'll talk to him and we'll work it out. It's for Bridgeport football.
Yeah, Bridgeport football.
Yeah, we'll go.
You can do it?
Are you at hey, Bill, are you at a subway station now or what? A Chuck E. Cheese?
I'm in a Bridgeport football board meeting.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. No, listen, I'll talk to Duggar, and I'm sure we'll work something out. But I'll let you know. I'll send him a text. I'll send him a text tomorrow, or give him a call or something.
Okay, it's next Saturday.
Oh well, now that's short notice, so I don't know.
Next Saturday's
Next
Duggar.
Saturday's
Oh yeah, next Saturday. Yeah,
no.
Bill.
Or is it 2 Saturdays?
No, it's March 2nd.
It's next
Yeah, that's
Saturday.
next Saturday.
Yeah.
Oh.
March 2nd.
Oh, dang it, Bill.
He's already
got. He's
We've
already
been
booked.
advertising on the show here that he's having a Duggar dance on that night. He's already booked up.
Yeah. What time is this thing?
6 p.m.
Yeah, this thing starts.
Social for 7 p.m. dinner.
Yeah, see, his dance starts at 8 up there at the Best Western.
Oh, he already has one scheduled?
Yeah.
Son of a bitch, man.
Okay, but listen. We're getting ready. Listen, I'm on the final chapter here of Fallout 76. We're playing this thing like crazy right now.
Shit, you don't have
I love it.
Yeah, it's fantastic,
I love it.
man. You know, have you ever been down to Florida by chance, Bill?
It's awesome. It's all West Virginia.
Have you ever been down to Miami by chance, Bill?
What's that?
Have you ever been down to Miami?
Yes.
Have you ever went to that guitar place down there called G-String Land?
No.
It's kind of like
listen.
Bandland.
Listen, Bill, there's like they have 15,000 guitars in that joint. They're all one-stringers.
Is that right?
Yeah.
All different colors.
Yeah.
All different sizes.
Jimmy,
Some are hidden.
Jimmy, I love that.
Yeah, I know, right? Hey, Bill, we're gonna let you go, but yeah, I'll too bad we couldn't work that out, brother.
So we're not calling Duggar.
Yeah. But nice talking to you, stranger.
Hey, no problem. I was just hoping we could hook something up for that youth football thing, but no problem there. I understand we should have gotten with you sooner.
Yeah, next time, give me some advance, and because there's a guy coming down. His name is Jethro from Toronto, and he's going to be part of the RoganRadio branch. And he's going to be this guy's going to be legit. He's going to be mixing stuff like crazy, and he doesn't charge a dime.
Hey, while you were talking about that, do you have any other DJ options that we can...
Go call Keith Kovach. C-O-V-A. Look on Facebook for Keith Kovach. K-O-V-A-C-H. Good guy, and he knows how to do it. Yeah, Kovach. Keith Kovach. K-O-V-A-C-H.
Yeah, I know we're running short of time, but these guys are like, we need to get a DJ for this elimination dinner, and then we still have probably 100 tickets to sell for it.
Well, where can somebody get tickets? You have a number?
What's that?
You have a number for where somebody can get tickets?
Let me see. Maybe I can hook you up with that. Let me see.
Okay. Meanwhile, we have nothing else to effing do around here. I turned him down so he
I'd
can't
like
hear
how
me.
you turned that
I'm
down.
just joking.
Yeah, he'll never listen to this, so
I'm
don't worry
just
about it.
joking.
We have about 60 tickets yet to sell.
Okay. If you can find a number real quick, Bill, but call it Keith Kovach. K-O-V-A-C-H.
Sounds good. Tell Jimmy to quit laughing like a little school.
All right, Bill, listen, we'll talk to you, brother.
I think he's searching for a number.
All right, my man. We'll see you. Later on.
Whoa, that was exhausting.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, who was that guy again? K-O-V-A-C-H? If you're looking for
That's
a DJ.
Keith Kovach. If you're in the North Central West Virginia area, I personally recommend him along with Duggar. He DJs down at the Gold Rush. Holy cow. That was Bill, otherwise known as Stonewall, on the PlayStation. If you want to, what's his actual tag on there? We'll blast everybody with him. Stonewall what, Jimbo? Just Stonewall? Don't even worry about it. Yeah,
on Facebook.
on his
gamer
PS4.
tag. What's his gamer tag?
Oh, yeah, Stonewall.
I don't even know what the hell we were talking about now.
You're talking
Stink
about...
bugs.
Listen, we had so...
And if I were a bird.
G-strings.
Yeah. Guitarland.
Things Michelle would do as a bird.
Toronto.
Jethro from Toronto is
He
going
will
to be
be
legit
making his debut
for your graduation.
May 11th. Everybody,
Whoa.
watch out.
Yeah, Fairmont State is
I
having their
can't wait to meet
graduation.
him.
Jethro from Toronto is legit. And he knows he has all these mega mixes, and he comes down. He doesn't charge a dime
I
for
bet
all
he's
this
in a
stuff.
Speedo.
Guarantee it.
I hired him.
With like a
Speedo.
red one with
Bandana
that
Speedo.
white
Speedo.
leaf. What is a Canadian leaf?
It's a maple
A
leaf,
maple
baby.
leaf.
Yeah.
Oh. I bet the leaf covers right where it hurts.
Well, the problem is you have to put the leaf upside down.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. Think
I
about
like
it.
Maybe not for some people. Maybe the stem works fine.
Leave Todd out of this. Why are you pointing at me, fool?
It's cold outside.
We had stuff to talk about.
Okay.
We did, but we're not going to because it's going to last forever. We're going to hold this off till next week. No, because next week's the Duggar Dance. On Sunday, we'll have a recap of Duggar. Normally what happens, we all have hangovers after that. And we're like this. It's a great night. Thanks for listening. But what I can tease you with what we were going to talk about. One thing that we didn't get to are shows that you liked when you were growing up.
I'm glad you brought that
Alf.
up.
That when you watch now, you wonder how you could have even watched them then.
Yeah, because of the nostalgia part of you think about these shows, you're like, I used to love that show when I was growing up, and then you watch it with adult eyes.
Oh, it's horrible. Like
And-
Ultraman was the one that killed it for me because I
Yeah.
loved Ultraman, and I went back
too.
and made the mistake, got on YouTube, watched an episode of Ultraman. I was like,
Yeah. Remember? Yeah, we showed it on
Yeah, it
video.
just killed it, didn't it?
Bad. So yeah, we can. Well, you want to talk about it now? Or you want?
No, we'll wait till next
All right,
week.
we'll
We'll
try
get
to get
something
some of
to
them
talk
in your
about.
brain because how long did we talk about this on the phone the other day? An
Oh,
hour?
yeah, every bit of it.
We came up with
Can you go
100.
ahead and grab that pin off of Megan, please? Thanks.
Just take it.
See how that works?
I even heard that, and I was
You
like,
can't do this.
Well, I really liked SpongeBob when I was a kid, but I wasn't allowed to watch it, so I had to watch it at my
SpongeBob
grandma's
when
house.
I was a
Wait a minute. Your mom wouldn't let you watch it.
I was not allowed to watch SpongeBob.
What
as
was
a
wrong with
kid.
SpongeBob?
I don't know, Mom.
SpongeBob.
What was wrong with SpongeBob?
Well, he had some anger
He had
management
square pants.
issues, and he had
Right.
square pants.
Yeah.
He was a
And-
fish,
Yeah, square
starfish.
And I
Squidward.
can't remember exactly, but I
Yeah.
didn't feel it was appropriate.
You know
I went
what?
to-
That's being a good parent.
So
I'll
I
tell you-
had to watch it at grandma's
I just couldn't
house.
stand
Bet you
the
let her
sound
watch
of that
South
little
Park, though, didn't
bastard's
you?
laugh.
No.
That's why my kids weren't
None
allowed to
of
watch
it.
it.
No.
I just don't.
You
like
know, I
it.
saw a great thing on Facebook today. It said that kids growing up, or people today that grew up with like South Park, Beavis and Butthead, and somehow, how are they offended by anything?
Exactly.
Yeah.
How are they offended by, you grew up with South Park, and
Yeah.
you grew up with like SpongeBob. By the way,
Rugrats.
have you ever been to SeaWorld, Megan?
Yes. I
We
took
have?
you to SeaWorld that when we went
Yes,
to
I've
Florida.
been to SeaWorld.
I'll tell you what,
SeaWorld Discovery
at the
Mm-hmm.
souvenir shop, they have, what's really nice, they have cotton candy, and they have these things called
Uh-huh.
chocolate starfishes, and they are fan-stinking-tastic.
Actually, I've taken Megan to SeaWorld twice, and I'm a little. See, that's why
Ever-
you don't take your kids places
'Cause they don't
because
remember.
They never
This-
remember.
Very small
Listen,
child places.
you don't want to know about the starfishes. Anyway.
Yeah, did
So
you get
listen,
the,
Wayne Worth says stink bugs will be here on Earth long after most humans, except for
Cockroaches.
Vaughn Haggerty.
Ladies and gentlemen, you will see Von Haggerty at the end of time. Yeah. He is the man, the myth, the legend. He will live longer than cockroaches. He's not from Pittsburgh, but we always say he is. And you can get your tickets now for this weekend to see him at the Miller Arena at 681-222-7646. It's Vaughn Haggerty. He puts the stink and ink and ugh in stink mug and Vaughn Haggerty. Get all your tickets now and get them once again on Ticketmaster. 681-222-7646. It's Vaughn Haggerty. He likes shit. He's the man, the myth, the legend. He kicks ass. He's not nearly the Viking that Derek wants to be, but one day he might be there. He's like a deer with that kind of zombie shit virus. It's Vaughn Haggerty.
Vaughn Haggerty walked into a feminist march and came out with his shirt ironed.
Dave, I got worried about you for a minute.
Listen, that right there will hurt you, boy.
I could too. Yeah.
Hey, so what
Bad
about
thing
the-
about it, who has a Facebook on it? It must Your tab was open, so I kept hearing myself in the background. I could hear
Oh, my
Vaughn
Lord.
Haggard out here. Vaughn Haggerty, stink bugs.
Yeah, that was an
stink
effect.
bugs.
That was an effect.
It was the echo effect.
Yeah, it was the echo effect.
Phew, you know what? Leave it.
Cassie has said never seen South Park, SpongeBob, or Star Wars.
You know what?
What
a loser!
Now listen,
Who said that?
Cassie.
Cassie Allen.
Jay.
Where in the hell is
Jay.
Cassie Allen?
She always
been?
says this. We start talking about Star Wars or something, and she's always the first one to blow up. That she's
watched Star Wars. I never watched Star Wars.
Look at this guy. He brings in his fancy
Vera
pants.
Bradley.
What does it
His
say?
man
What's that
purse,
say right
his
there,
Murphs.
buddy? What's that say right there?
It
Says
says
Murphs.
It says
Vera.
Vera Bradley. Whose grandma did you steer that from? Vera Bradley.
Who's
Hey,
Vera?
my wife is a grandma.
Who's Vera?
Vera Bradley.
Who's
What, you
Vera?
cheating?
Yeah.
Would you just
Does
leave her
Vicky
house?
know about Vera?
She does.
Oh no.
Vera
You know
gave
what?
me this
You
Vera.
know, you know what Vera? You know what Vera's purse?
Vera gave me the Bira.
You know what? You know what Vera's purse smells like?
I don't want
Fish?
to know.
Depends.
You get it, Grandma.
Depends.
Oh, I get it.
We were also going to talk about the Titanic and how it measures up to cruise
It
ships.
sunk.
We'll do. Yes, it did.
Hey, I think in 2020.
We'll do that next
I think
week.
2020.
They
Oh
are-
no, we
that-
have
that's-
to do it this week
Why?
because
Well,
I won't be
because
here
Megan
next
was there.
week.
Okay.
And I was there.
Okay. You were on the
You were
Titanic.
there?
So,
I was there.
Tell me about it. Tell me
well,
about
first of all, they
It was
were.
really cold.
They are
Okay,
actually
and
making.
we learned a lot.
They're actually making a Titanic 2. They are actually making this cruise ship, and it's going to go ahead and make the same voyage across the Atlantic that the original tried to do.
It's a replica. They better watch it for
Now, what's
icebergs.
crazy is I want you guys to see this. There's a picture. There's a couple pictures Darren's going to put up there that you can see where the Titanic of, then, or, the original Titanic compared to an actual cruise ship.
Oh, it looks like a little tugboat, doesn't it?
No, it's not even close. It's not even close. Not even close.
That's what I mean. There
Look
it
at
is.
it. Right there's a shot.
If you can see
so
that,
you can
can't
see where the
that.
Titanic compared to a cruise ship. I mean, it's just, it doesn't even compare. So last year when we went down to Gatlinburg, we took the girls and we went through the Titanic Museum they have.
I've heard about that, and I heard it's
awesome.
really,
It's fantastic.
really cool.
It's
Really?
absolutely
Yeah.
fantastic. The Titanic Museum is fantastic.
Did you go? You went through it, right?
Yeah, absolutely, and it's fantastic. You
I
go
agree.
through when you first walk in, they give you a card, and that's who you are. Somebody that was off the manifest, and you kind of can follow your way and who you find
Throughout
out
the
who
journey,
you are.
yeah.
And, all this
And
stuff,
at the
right?
end of the tour, you learn your fate of your character.
Yeah, if
So
you live
Michelle
or
was
die.
like, she was like first class, and you were like third.
I was
class.
actually third class.
You
I was
were?
first class,
I
and I
died.
was a New York fashion designer, and I survived.
Well,
Yeah.
very nice.
But here's
Rose.
the funny part. No. But here's the funny part. This is where I love being near the women. Because at times they make me do, honest to goodness, I spend hours every day reading things that most people could care less about.
Yeah, I get it.
And I try to learn things, and I try to learn new things, like the stink bug thing.
Yeah, the
I
stink bug.
research things. I've been all over this boat shit lately.
Sure.
So then the girls come up, and they make it all worthwhile.
Because you get to teach
Because
them
we could
something,
care
right?
less.
Nah, they all these facts, but they come up and they make me feel smart because they come. We're at the end. I'm with Michelle's dad, the brother.
3-hour tour.
Yeah.
3-hour tour. A 3-hour
So at the
tour.
very end of the tour, they have this big manifest of who lived, who died, crew members, and all this kind of stuff. So Erica and Megan and Michelle, they're very perplexed. It's almost like they're just heartbroken.
It's like somebody kicked their dog.
Somebody actually thanks Jimmy.
Why?
Too
Because-
bad you weren't on the Titanic. Well, I'm going to let Megan explain to you
Well,
the
Megan
actual story.
survived. Why would she?
No. You just have to hear the
Oh,
story.
okay.
We were very sad because we thought that Rose and Jack were real.
Oh my God.
Well, we spent 15 minutes looking for their names on the board.
Oh
Right.
my
And then
God.
we finally had to ask the person that worked there, what was the fate of Jack and Rose?
And he looked at us
Oh,
and
my
said,
goodness.
"Those are movie characters." I said, "So the necklace wasn't even real?" And he was, and yeah. Chuck was
What?
like, "Come on."
And then what did
That's
Megan
good.
say? Megan, you said my whole life has been a lie.
And I also said that today when we
Yeah,
were talking about
we were
my
talking about
whole
today.
Ridiculous.
life has been a lie.
But I'll tell you what, one thing about it, though, Captain James Cameron of the Titanic. He did a really good job. I mean, it was Captain James Cameron of White Star.
White Star Lines.
They had the Olympic and the Titanic, and he was originally on the
What
Olympic. But Captain James Cameron, the captain of the Titanic, He actually kept them afloat for long enough to at least, most of them survived. But it would be cold to be sunk in there in the North Atlantic.
Did you get the? Was there had like a thing in there where you with the water temperature?
Yeah,
They
oh,
had
yeah,
a
certainly.
room, like when you walked in the room, there was an actual iceberg.
Really?
And it was the temperature that it was outside that night, and then you could stick your hand in the water and
feel
feel the
how
temperature
cold that
it
was.
And they had different angles. There was one thing with they had actually like the lifeboats, but they had different angles where the thing was lisping. And you could see where, like, say, if this was at whatever time, I'm just going to say, like at 11 o'clock, 11:30 at say midnight. And you could see where the thing starts, going to go sink. And you could kind of try to walk up it and everything. But the most important thing is I was so...
That's wind.
That's wind. Yeah.
If we go out, we go out.
But the most important thing was, it hurt my heart so much to see 3 of the girls I love have almost tears in their eyes and have little Meg look at me and say, "My life has been a lie." I was like, "What are you talking about? Your life's been a lie, little Meg. Come here and tell Chuck about it."
Listen,
Jack and Rose.
If you
they weren't even real.
Listen, if you remember, Jack was just a stowaway, so his name's not going to be on the list. I'm trying to make a joke.
You're right.
Rose
Good point.
used Jack's last name to get away from that dude, so her name's not going to be on the list
woman
either.
At the end
I'm
that's
just trying to make you guys feel better.
Who are they? And who's the woman at the end that's talking, that's telling the whole story?
That's
supposedly
Rose
as in a woman.
with
so
Jack's,
who is it?
She used Jack's last name, remember? So it's she to get away.
What's her real name? I want to find her
Right.
on the list.
And how many people thought that Jack and Rose were real?
Me.
I want to know.
It
'Cause
says
we're not
at the beginning of the
crazy.
movie,
We're
and
women.
they're liars.
Romantic
based on a
novel.
true story.
You know what? It's
based on a true
It should have been if they would have based it on Jack and Diane, like John Mellencamp, because everybody knows that song, or Jack and Jill.
American kids.
Everybody knows Jack and Jill was real. Everybody knows Jack and Diane was real. Why wouldn't Jack and Rose be?
Jack Daniels is real.
Jack Daniels is real. The hardest person that I know is Jack Off.
Yeah, Jack and the Beanstalk was real.
Jack the Beanstalk. Jack the guy with the beans.
Yeah.
Hey, Jack and Jill could have been on the Titanic.
Well, they went up the
They didn't
hill.
go up the hill. They went up the sinking ship and
to their fate.
Yeah,
Let
but
me
it's
tell you, when that ship was like this, it was very hard to climb up.
Yeah, they had
Yeah.
that also. They also had replicas of where the ship was angled and how you were trying to hold on.
I think Chuck's
So at the very last one,
yeah.
Well, I thought you were talking about
But
the
I'll tell you
model
what,
where it
too. They
showed
had
it
this.
breaking.
They had the big pool where the iceberg was, and it was like 28 degrees or whatnot. And they said you'd live about 4 minutes, or see, it was something like
You
that.
need to go. If
hypothermia.
anybody goes to
I would
Gatlinburg,
love.
definitely
I would go just for that.
And I'll tell you what, I gave
It's
all the
awesome.
girls the opportunity to earn $5 by jumping in that water and trying to make it past 4 minutes. But nobody took my bet. I was like, you can't get in
Did
there
you
for
guys
4
eat?
minutes.
Did you have dinner there? I mean, they had like a, did they have like a dinner there too?
No.
No, it's
No.
just a museum. We
No,
had
you
dinner
can
next
get
door
dinner there.
at Hatfield McCoy's.
That would
right
be
next door.
That'd be
was
cool
fun.
too.
that's in Pigeon
Yeah.
Forge, right? Is where you're talking about.
Gatlinburg, Pigeon
I
Forge.
wanna go
That
there.
is in
I
Pigeon
really do
Forge
wanna
what we're
go
talking
there.
about.
It's all
Wonderworks
one
is right there in there.
metropolis now.
I wanna
Pretty
go there.
much.
Dollywood,
From Sevierville
Pigeon
all the way
Forge,
down to
same thing?
Gatlinburg.
Dollywood and all that same thing.
Yeah, it's all in that same area.
Did you guys eat at the mill? I love
No, did you see that? What the mill right now
it's
is
flooding
basically
pretty
flooded
good
out.
right
Yeah,
now.
it is.
Really?
From all the rain. going on.
Tennessee's
Oh, my
flooding.
That
Yeah.
sucks. I love the mill. That place is
Yeah,
awesome.
so does Todd.
I didn't get that.
But so-
Mill, not mill.
That Jimmy says that sucks.
I'm thankful for each and every meal.
I would really be interested in going to that Titanic exhibit.
Well, I'll tell you what. No, you really would like it.
I did.
Yeah, I recommend it to anyone.
We watched Instant
Oh, I just-
Family last night and The Rich Asians this morning. Both very good movies. We'll talk about
really?
it next. Listen, The Instant Family is fantastic. Megan would really like this.
I cried the entire movie.
You need to watch this because it deals with foster kids and everything else. It's fantastic.
Based on a
Definitely
true
like
story.
that.
Yeah,
That's what I
Mark.
was gonna say. What,
Based on a true. I don't believe
that
that
means their
anymore.
names are fake. I
Yep.
know. From here
To
on
protect
out.
the
But
innocent.
Marky Mark's in it, and Marky Mark's a good guy. I love Marky Mark.
Listen,
That means the story is corrupt to make a movie in L.A.
Wow.
That's what we learned today. Actually, those are Erica's words, were they not?
They absolutely were. We didn't talk about stars who said when they were going to retire that they actually retired. Gene Hackman, Sean
60. I'll
Connery,
retire
Cameron
at 60.
Diaz,
Doris Day.
Doris Day.
Pat Davis. What's going on, Pat?
We'll talk about that next week, and we'll put that on the show notes for next week.
Okay, put a little arrow going that way.
that's all you
Hey,
need for
we're
next
getting
week because we
shows-
might not get to anything else.
Yeah,
You know, we're
shows-
getting close to bike riding weather, and I've got some of
Oh
them.
yeah, go ahead and give us that. That'll be what we'll end out on.
Okay.
Because
I was going to say put it in for next week, but that's all right. Well, I'll just do it right now.
I saw where the Ride for Life is. They announced everything. For
Well,
next-
let me start a little sooner here. We got the ones locally that I know of for sure, June 15th, we've got Hogs for Dogs.
Right.
Then after that, on the 17th, now this is just what I've gotten myself. The 17th of August, there's 2 different rides going on. One is Fallen Heroes, and the other one is Ride for Life. Fallen Heroes, if I'm not mistaken, that leaves out of Triple S up there, doesn't it?
Okay.
I think. And then Ride for Life, it leaves out of Texas Roadhouse. Then let's see, the 24th of August, we have Ride for Kids. So right now I know of 4 different rides that are going on for all of us that ride bikes that like that time of year. So when I get any more, I'll just end up adding them to my calendar, and I'll just continue to let everybody know.
Yep.
Fantastic.
Who did I see today? Who was that? I saw somebody at Walmart that's a big fan of the show. Oh,
Chad did too,
speaking of
actually.
Ride for Life, what the? Why can't I think of his
Grump
name?
and Tracy.
No.
Ride for Life. Clinton Monroe.
Clinton Monroe. I saw Clinton
How'd you
Monroe.
forget Clinton?
Clinton. Is that his wife's
Clinton
name's
and
Christy?
Christy?
Yeah, I saw them at
Yeah.
Walmart today. They said to tell all the people from Rogan Radio, hello.
Fantastic.
Aw.
I love them.
Hello.
Yeah,
Hello.
thank
How
It's
are
funny,
you?
but you know, it's too bad that South Liverpool accent could have not made it on the Titanic. See, this could have been solved a long time
I
ago.
was going to do the whole show like that, Chuck.
You don't know what you're
Last
talking
week I was
about.
going to do every single minute of it.
So we
Let's
should
like
do
this.
We should do skits of movies,
I think
but
we should.
replace them with like you with the accent.
Like an
All
accent.
right.
Yeah.
All right, I guess. Yippee-ki-yay, mother. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Why can't
Say,
we be
do it
that
again.
explicit show? How come we can't be that show?
I don't know.
How come we can't curse?
Oh,
We
okay.
can't. We could just put
Warning, this show may not be suitable for children.
Yeah. Oh, why don't we do that? Are you ready? Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Ready?
Yeah.
Yippee-ki-yay, mother. If I say it, I still can't say it.
All right, get ready. You know what, man? You are so full of
Oh, you know what? You're.
Well, I guess that is. Jimmy's a little slow on the thumbs tonight.
How about?
Hey, that's
was
an
a
episode of
mouthful.
that Housewives, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right. With all that being said, I want to thank everybody for coming out. And don't forget, you can get hold of us on Rogan Radio 681-222-7646. Didn't even check that. So we need to do that. We haven't done that for a long time. Want to thank
Hey, wait, one more thing.
Switzerland.
Listen, one more thing we're gonna do. One more thing we're gonna do next week.
Yes.
Next week, Chuck, you
Wear your Rogan Radio shirt.
Zurich, Switzerland.
okay.
Thank you for listening.
Next week we're gonna go.
Biggest
through,
winner last week.
We're gonna go through the entire catalog of voicemails and/or text messages we have from our people.
Yeah.
From around
That could
the
be a
world.
long show
From
or a very
around
short
the
show.
It'll be
world.
very short.
So we're gonna do that next week. Also, can you write that down somewhere?
Yeah, I'm gonna put
Please,
that down.
everybody send something in this inbox so that they'll have
Yeah,
something
go
to
ahead
say.
and send us a text or something. 681-222-7646.
Can we put that in the show notes?
No matter
It
how
doesn't-
crazy, we'll read it.
That is the Rogan Radio hotline. You could go ahead and send us send us a voicemail. Call that thing up. Leave a voicemail. We're going to rip it off of there, and then we'll put it actually in the show.
6846.
7646 681-222-7646. Leave a voicemail. We're going to go ahead and record that. We're going to put it in the show because we're making songs all the time. We're doing all that.
Yeah, that would be cool.
We love to
Yeah.
sing.
Put it in a song.
Yeah, put it in a song.
We love to dance.
Yeah.
I'm calling
We love to
Adult
floss.
Protective Services because my parents are abusive. Nobody told me the Titanic was not real.
You also, hey, you also didn't
the
think
Titanic
The
was
Titanic
absolutely
was very real.
Yeah.
That's
I
why
also-
it's
I also
based
didn't
on a
think
true
what?
You've
story.
been to
Titanic was
SeaWorld
real.
before.
Oh.
It sunk was real.
Been twice. I'll show you
That's
pics.
all real. That
Thanks.
band
I
at the
can't
end?
wait to see them after we get done. Can't wait to see all of them.
The band went down with the ship.
Yep.
So did
Did
the
they all
captain.
die?
Oh yeah.
No, they went to the
No.
bottom, and then they swam back up.
That's a
Megan,
long.
you went to the museum.
I didn't see if the band died.
Oh, the band. I
The
don't
band.
know
Do you
that.
know
if the
kept
band
playing.
died?
I
The,
don't
the, the
know.
postal
Went under.
inspector's guy, they died.
They all died. The captain died. He
The
should've-
movie actors, the
Captain
producers.
James Cameron, though, for his day, was a great sea captain.
Do you know what the movie that made the most money worldwide, had the record?
Probably Titanic.
Avatar.
Yeah,
Speaking of
it's
James
Avatar.
Cameron.
Oh,
I could
Listen,
not sit
I'm
through
not
that
lying
movie.
to
now
you.
is that? Now wait a minute. Is
That's why
that
they're
a,
doing that.
hold
Google
on?
it. Do
Hold
Google it.
now. Hold on. Is
I
that
asked Alexa, and
bullshit?
Alexa
I
told
don't.
me.
Well, now that might be true. Is that adjusted for inflation?
Ask
I
her.
don't have it plugged in over there.
Son of a
Is
Yes, you do. Alexa.
No, it's not plugged in through the amp.
Nobody can hear.
So you're telling me that Gone with the Wind
I
or
know. I
Titanic,
knew you were going to
No.
say Gone with the Wind. I knew that.
Adjusted for inflation, I guarantee you that Avatar did not make more money than either one of those movies. I can guarantee you. Michelle,
I asked Google.
hold on. Michelle, have you ever seen Titanic?
Yes.
Have you ever seen Gone with the Wind?
No.
Megan, have you ever seen Titanic?
Yes.
Have you ever seen Gone with the Wind?
Barely.
Darren, have you ever seen Titanic?
Yes.
Have you ever seen Gone with the Wind?
Yes.
Chad?
Both, yes.
Jimmy?
Both.
Who's seen Avatar? Raise their hands in here.
Me.
Okay, so now there's 2. So everybody has
Barely.
seen. So then you're talking about the chicks. Now you're telling me all these chicks want to go see Avatar. Bullshit.
Long.
I just it
the
really
movie is long. That's why I've only watched half of it.
Adjusted for inflation.
What is the highest? Well, this I just asked him. What's the highest grossing movie of all time? Give
Mm-hmm.
me the top 25. First one, Avatar.
Put it for adjusted for inflation. That might be true. Avatar probably brought in a lot of money, but back in Gone with the Wind, it was 25 cents to get in the movie.
Okay,
Now it's like
I
10
put
movies.
it in.
Yeah.
Adjusted for inflation.
Gone with the Wind, 1939.
Gone with the Wind.
Yeah.
1939. Star Wars, 1977.
No,
The Sound of
Didn't have-
Music, 1965.
Hit
E.T.
on that and show me the one.
1982.
Oh, I love E.T.
Titanic from 1997.
And Jaws. Remember
It's not
Jaws
ED.
back in the day?
It's ET.
Avatar was number 1. Titanic was number 2. Star Wars: The Force Awakens, Avengers: Infinity War, and blah blah blah. It goes down on Wikipedia. But right there is that's now see again that's highest grossing film.
Yeah, highest grossing doesn't. I want.
But no, you're absolutely correct. The highest grossing film adjusted for inflation, Gone with the Wind, 1930.
What's the top rated show right now of
TV.
all time?
Oh, like
Right
program?
now?
The program,
Yeah.
like TV
Yeah.
or movies?
Like no, like show. Like
Walking
show.
Dead.
Like
TV show.
SpongeBob. Yeah, TV
Oh.
show. Because we were talking about what movies we were watching when we were kids. So what's the
Highest-
top movie
probably Friends.
right now? 2000,
Oh, right on. I
2018,
don't watch TV now. So I don't know.
19.
We'll
I
put
just-
This is
2000.
us.
We'll
For
put
young
eight-
kids.
we'll put
I
two-
wonder. Grey's Anatomy? Grey's
I
Anatomy is
love-
on 19 seasons.
Highest rated
I
show.
love
Grey's
Check it out.
Anatomy is the longest running medical show.
Well,
What
good,
is-
because if it ever goes off, I'll also be heartbroken.
I love Grey's
What is
Anatomy.
it? What's the highest rated TV show right now in 2018 or 2018 highest cable
19.
TV?
I'm looking, dude.
Highest rated cable show.
24.
And then we're going to shut this show
I
down.
bet it's
Shut
This
it all
Is
down.
Us.
I bet it's
I don't.
Grey's
I'm not,
Anatomy.
This is us.
If I
Is
was a-
okay.
This
You
is
know,
us.
I,
on
even,
I don't
even
think
I'm
it's big
watching
en-
This Is Us.
I don't think This Is Us
I
is
like
big
it.
enough
I
yet.
like it a lot.
Oh, it is so
Walking
good.
Dead.
Was it the
No.
Walking? Yeah, it was Walking Dead, wasn't it?
Walking Dead.
No, that's not right. This ain't
I
right.
haven't even seen Walking
No,
Dead.
actually, it was a Big Bang Theory.
Oh, which, by the
Oh.
way, is in its last season. This is it.
It's only got 6 episodes left.
Yeah, I've
Big
been
Bang
watching-
Theory at 18 million. And then
Then NCIS.
Then This Is Us. Then Young Sheldon. Then Manifest.
This Is Us is not. Where in the hell is This Is Us?
Right here. Right here.
Okay, well
Fifth,
that's not the
16
that's not the next one.
The Office.
NCIS.
That's like the fourth one down.
It's the third one down. The Big Bang Theory, NCIS. This
All right,
is
This
us.
Is Us. Okay, you're right.
Yeah. Okay.
Third, though.
2000 what? 18.
Yeah, that was for 18.
NCIS.
Yeah, I don't, well, they have like 18 of them friggin'
Well,
things.
actually, if I'm not mistaken, that's when Tony left. So everybody was watching it at that point.
Don't
I don't
But
know
they
who
you know what? They
Tony
have
is.
so many different
Don't
things.
spoil
It
it,
just depends
Pusha.
it just depends on how you look at it because you could go with if you want to go complete numbers, it's just obviously the Super Bowl. But then if you have like Roseanne's in there too, then they have
Roseanne,
shit
they just
to-
made a new one though.
Yeah.
Without
Started
Roseanne,
a
though,
new
right?
one.
Without Roseanne.
The Office
Anyway,
guys
ladies and
for
gentlemen,
The
we're going to shut it down. It's 8:17. We're going to shut this show down because I got to go to work tomorrow.
We all got to go to work tomorrow.
And we have 9 people, so that
And I
helps.
have to pee.
I got to pee too.
Okay,
Same.
well, until next week, once again, thanks for listening. You can check us out on SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher, and everything else.
I'm Ron
On behalf
Burgundy.
of, thanks to Chad Puccio from Monongah. Over there we have Megan Walker from Fairmont. We have the director, Darren Harbin, the lovely and talented Michelle Rogan. I
Takahashi.
keep wanting to say Takahashi. And, well, what's the 60,000?
What does that mean?
That's how many people are without power right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
We
I
have
thought
from,
that was maybe our
we
listenership.
have from
a lot of people in PA.
We have from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Jimmy Wiz, which you made a reference to last week, and the Chewbacca of this show.
Yeah, I did.
Best friend a guy could have,
I love
Todd, Captain Earl Beck. Until next week, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for listening to Rogan Radio.
I love you.
Later.